Hi everyone, welcome to Tulsi.coach. Welcome to my strength conditioning channel. Today we're going to do a yoga inspired slow flow core workout. This is an extended version from the one we did the previous week, just because I wanted to add on a little bit more glute work, a little bit more core work, because we're looking at the whole spectrum of your core, right? So grab yourself a pillow if you haven't got one already, or you can have any prop to sit on, because we're going to do some breath work right at the beginning, and then we're going to move into a power slow flow, and then we're going to add in the shavasana and some core work at the end as well. So come join me. Get ready. We've got a warm up already in this one, so you don't need anything but yourself and perhaps a few comfortable things that you enjoy. All right, let's get started on your slow flow core sequence. Hi everyone, welcome. So we are going to start with alternate nostril breathing, and in this sequence, if you've got any issues with your nasal passage, if you've got any issues around blockages about your nasal, if you've got sinus issues, please just imagine you breathing through the left side to the third eye chakra, which is in between your eyebrows, and then exhaling through the right side, inhaling through the right, and then exhaling through the left. So all you need to do is just sit, breathe, and have this visualization of breath. For those of you who are okay and can do this easily, take that right hand and close down all fingers apart from your ring finger and your thumb. Exhale all the breath out of both nostrils. Close down the right nostril with the right thumb and inhale through the left nostril. Close down the left nostril and then exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right. Close down the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close down the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close down the right. Exhale through the left. Now start to go at your own pace. If you want to lengthen your inhales and exhales, feel free to do so. We're going to do this for another 2 minutes. As you're doing this, try and focus on your intention for this whole practice. Maybe set an intention for your practice that may be interrelated with your day. If you're ending your day, perhaps reflect on how you accomplished what you intended to. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. This is purely for you. Good, couple more seconds. So wherever you are, make sure this is your last round and you end on the left nostril. Slowly lower the right hand down when you've finished on your left nostril, and just take 3 deep breaths in. Paying attention to your intention that you set for today's practice or for the day ahead. So in today's practice, just slowly open your eyes. We're just going to do a few movements from left to right. So palms together and then raise them up to the sky. And then we're going to drop our right hand down, keep that left arm elevated and look over to the left side. In today's practice, we are going to do a super slow-mo movement. So our breath count, our focus will be on our breath count. Take a deep breath in, come join your hands in the middle. Keep reaching up between both fingers. Push your tailbone into the mat or the cushion and drop your left hand down and then look over to the right side. So the whole point of today is breath work. You may feel irritated by some of the movements, by some of the non-movements, by some of the static poses. Come join both hands to the sky, drop the right hand. And the whole point of this one is to understand and sit with the frustration and allow your body to instigate a parasympathetic response. Last one, both hands up to the sky, and then exhale down. So when you are in this parasympathetic state, how can you manage not only difficult poses, but off the mat, you're going to be able to tackle difficult situations. Both palms up to the sky. Beautiful. And then come down to the mat. So yes, how are you going to tackle difficult situations off the mat? This is the whole point of yoga, right? So both fingertips forward, take a deep breath in, open up the chest, and I just want you to focus on bending that right arm into a goalpost position and then open up. So you're going to feel a little bit more traction around the serratus anterior, around your teres minor, your triceps, possibly the front deltoid, your posterior deltoid. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, come back into neutral and then drop that hand down. So again, with the left hand side, we're going to sweep it back, open up the chest here in that 90-degree angle, and then rotate up. So you may not be able to come into a solid 90-degree angle, but the whole point is, because you've got that lean, you're going to be able to hopefully pull the wrist backwards, palms open. Let's try and do that with both sides. So keep that lean on the upper body. Take both elbows back. So really squeeze your shoulder blades. Open up those palms and see if you can really try and push your elbows forward and then also pull your wrists back. Beautiful. Try not to flex too much with the wrists. You want to still keep that straight angle. Beautiful. Hold it here, come back into neutral, and we're going to go into side body bends. So we're going to reach over to the right hand side, bend over the right knee, take a deep breath in, and take that left arm right through. So I'm bending the left arm, still keeping my right arm stretched, and you should feel a nice side body stretch all along that left hand side. For those of you who are finding this a little bit too compressive, you don't need to go down that deep. Take a deep breath in, utilize that left arm, and then open up towards the sky, coming to a little bit more of a deeper bend. So really ground that left hip, open up towards the sky, and push the ground away with that right arm, because the right arm is fairly far away from us right now. So we're really going to have to relax the shoulders and reach with that left arm. Take a deep breath in, take that left hand back to the floor, and then rotate over to the left side. So remember, we're increasing our spine and we're lengthening over the left side. Take a deep breath in, reach that right arm straight through in between your hand and your knee. So I've got a slight bend to my right elbow. Should feel a nice stretch, contralateral stretch between the left hip, the left shoulder, and the right shoulder and the right hip. It's almost like this weird twist stretch. Take a deep breath in, inhale, remove that right arm, and then open up towards the sky. So remember, we're trying to push the ground away with our left fingertips, reach with our right fingertips, and push our right hip down. At the same time, we're engaging our abdominals. We're keeping our core nice and tight. And then slowly, does it come back down, come straight forward onto the mat. Beautiful. Let's take that now into some wrist stretches on all fours. So I'm going to move my pillow to the side. I'm probably not going to need it, but if you want an extra blanket or roll up your yoga mat just to protect those knees, please do so. So the wrists are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly underneath your hips, and let's just take a few rounds of cat-cows just to begin, just opening up the back, flexing the spine, opening up the chest, tailbone is reaching to the sky, your chest is pulling through the pillars of those arms, and then round that back, tailbone tucked in, belly button to the sky, and hold. Okay, 2 more like that. Let's slow it right down. Inhale and lift, open up the gates to these arms. Let that chest peek through. Tailbone is high to the sky. Belly button is still pulling in. And then reverse it into that rounded position. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's go for some wrist stretches because we are going to do a lot of side plank and plank work. So it's a very gentle warm up, but we are going to, light the fire fairly quickly. So let's just enjoy this, getting into a nice slow flow before things start to get heated up. So pushing into the fleshy part of your wrists, of your palms, and really shift from your waist. So the arms are not so much doing the work. I'm mostly using my core to push forward and back. So I'm really trying to pull my navel into the spine, keep my back as straight as possible, and pushing the ground away with my upper body. Pushing my palms into the mat. Beautiful. Stay in the forward and back motion, but this time rotate those hands, fingertips towards the knees. Now just be careful you don't narrow the stance. Keep those wrists in line with the shoulders. So you might want to widen what you may think this position is. So just forward and back again. You're probably going to get a little bit more further back this time. And try to not lock out the elbows, but keep a tiny bend to them. Keeping the arms straight. You're really working on stretching the forearm. Now this time, if you want to take that palm, so the palm is now facing you, and the opposite palm is facing down. So both fingertips are still pointing towards the knees, but one palm is open, one palm is down. 2 more like this. Keep engaging from the core muscles. So even though the core is working right now, we are really gonna make it work a little bit more in a minute. Okay, swap sides. So fingertips forward or the other way, and then flex the left hand, fingertips towards the knees. Forward and back. So come back to the intention. Every time your mind wanders, remind yourself what your intention was. Was it to get a little bit more strength, more compassion in your body? Listen to those red flags your body is telling you. Maybe it is asking you to take the modifications today. What was your intention? Come back to that. And then this time, last one, fingertips either side of the mat, and we're just going to rock from left to right. So very, very gentle. Last bit of wrist stretching before we start to up the ante. Okay, beautiful. Palms to up to the ceiling and fingertips together, left to right. Beautiful. Okay, before we actually start with some core work, before we start the plank, let's go into our all fours position. In our all fours position, we still want to work into the core, but we're starting to engage the glutes. A plank is nothing without glute and leg engagement. So let's extend our right leg out and let's raise that right leg up. You may not come up very high, and that is not the point of this one. The point is to flex the feet, push that right hip down so you're squaring off the hips, and push all the emphasis into those palms. So really find a nice strong tripod right here. Take a deep breath in and really focus on the top of the hamstrings with the bottom of the glutes. And I want you to pulse for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16 small pulses, keeping that belly button engaged, core engaged, the arms are pushing into the mat, your hips are squared. Last 10. Small pulses. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here, flex the foot, and we're going to go for 20 kicks straight up. So really engaging the glutes. Try not to collapse your body. Good work. 15. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep flexing the foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Lower down that leg and this time kick it into that 90 degree, and we're going to lower it down and opening it up to that 90 degree. So it's like that fire hydrant position. And again, we don't want to lean too much to the left hand side. Engage the core. 6 more here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. I'm just going to scoot to this side so I don't hit the sofa, and extend that left leg back. Remember, square off those hips before you start anything. Extend that left leg high and just square off those hips. So it's working through the bottom glute, the top of the hamstrings. Work on focusing your energy and effort and an intention around that area for 20 pulses. Keep it nice and controlled. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pushing the ground away. 4, 3, 2. Flex the foot. 20 pulses here. Now you're talking minuscule pulses, like very, very minor pulses. They feel like they are painful. Really focusing on the glutes. Good. Last 10. Keeping that core in tight, push the ground away. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping that leg and then opening up to the left side. So for 10 here. 9, 8. Try not to shift too much to that right side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Amazing. Okay, beautiful. We're going to go straight into our plank position. If you need to take a modified plank, please do so. Stay on your knees and then come into that plank hold. If you're coming with me, extend that right leg out, extend that left leg out. 5 breaths here. Remember to push the ground away here, okay? So tucking that tailbone in but squeezing the glutes, squeezing the legs. 5 breaths. Look straight forward, a 45-degree angle. Breathe. Breathe. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Last breath. Beautiful. Stay where you are with the palms. Kick your hips up nice and high and come into a nice triangle position, downward dog. So in this position, try and get your breath back. You're pushing the ground away with your fingertips. You're trying to really squeeze the armpits together. Your arms are in line with your ears. Your tailbone is up high, sky high. And if you need to bend your knees, please do so. Take a deep breath in here. We're going to come straight back into that plank position. And then this time hold for 10 breaths. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Every time you feel like you're struggling, you can either drop to your knees or focus on that breath halfway. Keep the abdominals tight, the arms pushing away, legs nice and strong. 3 more breaths. Beautiful. Keep those arms where they are, push those hips up to the sky, and come back into that neutral position. Now you might want to just stretch out those legs, try and get your heels to the floor, alternating your knees, bicycling those legs. Just giving them a little bit of a stretch. For those of you who can, come back into that neutral position for 3 breaths here. Working into a standing sequence this time. Actually, before we do that, well, let's drop our left knee. Because we did a lot of core work, but we haven't done so much side of body work. So dropping onto the left knee, the left arm, and the right foot. So the knife edge of your right foot is planted down. Open up with that right hand and then hold here. Take a deep breath in. If this is enough for you, stay here. For those who want to extend that arm up overhead, you may want to look down if it's causing any stress on the neck. If not, you can look straight forward or up to the ceiling. And for bus stop number 3, if you want to come up a little bit higher, really flex the foot and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Drop it down. Take that arm down and let's just scoot over to the other side. So knees are together. Before I extend my left leg, I want to make sure my left foot, my knee, and my right arm are all in one line before I raise my left arm up, yeah? Squeeze in the abdominals, left arm up overhead, and take a deep breath in here and lift up that left leg. If you're coming with me, pulse for 10, flex the feet, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Drop it down. Let's come straight back over to our front position and we're going to do some push-ups. Okay, so upper body strength. Now you can stay on your knees. So for those of you who want to do a full push-up, do so. I'm going to stay on my knees for the first set, and as we increase, let's just gauge it, see how we feel today. Yeah, so let's go for 6 push-ups, nice and slow as you go down, and then big drive with the abdominals and legs. So don't forget to squeeze the abdominals, and the work is coming from the core, not the arms. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you push away. 2 more on my mat, nice and slow. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, last one for me. Beautiful. This time set those fingertips up so you can come into a nice down dog and breathe here. Centralize your left foot, extend the right leg up and high. Take a deep breath in. Now take your knee to nose. We're going to go for 10 repetitions here. Extend your right leg nice and high, knee to nose. 9. Extend, knee to nose. 8. extend, knee to nose. 7, extend. 6, extend. 5, extend. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Listen carefully. Drop that right foot down alongside your right arm, and then drop that left leg down. Beautiful. Stay here. Stay in this low lunge position. Open up that right glute. Stay on the fingertips. Now, so see if some of you have blocks or books, you can actually elevate those arms and get a little bit more higher. And that's always nice to get a little bit more of an opener on the left side. So hold it here. Just a few more breaths. Beautiful. We're going to transition into a side plank. So I'm going to take my right foot towards the edge of the mat. I'm going to take my left hand straight down, and then I'm going to pivot over to my left knife edge of the foot. You might need to just adjust your settings. So I probably need to obviously move about to 90 degrees with my right foot. As I'm here, I'm elevating from my left hip, yeah? Lift up with that right hand, and then take that right hand up overhead. So I'm really focused on my left arm and my knife edge of the left foot. Drop your hip down and look over to the left foot. Inhale, lift. We're going to do 5 of these. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Nice and high with those hips. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Drive that foot into the mat. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Trace yourself back into all fours, and then come back into a down dog. So hold it here. Beautiful. Centralize your right foot this time. Lift up that left knee, left leg, and then take that left knee to left foot to left knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Good. 10 here in total. So that was 3. This is 4. Halfway. Keep breathing. Last 2. Last one. Beautiful. Drop that left foot forward. Drop that right knee and just come into this low lunge. So you can either take your fingertips either side, or you can open up that left foot a little bit more just to get a little bit more into that right hip. Open up and breathe here. This is where we can regulate our breath, but focus back into coming back into that neutrality. So we've probably increased the pace of our breath when we were doing those crunches, but how quickly can you recover and come back into a nice, slow, steady, stable breath? Beautiful. Okay, so as before, you're going to probably see the back of me now. I'm going to rotate my my left knee all the way to 90 degrees, and then I'm going to come over to the knife edge of my right foot. So it might take a little bit of a jiggle here and there. As I'm lifting my left arm, I'm trying to create a nice rainbow with my body. Take that left arm over to the right side, or the left side should I say. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, lower. So if you can, try to hover those hips above the ground. So we're not dropping our hips entirely. We're still keeping that control. Good. 2 more here. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Beautiful. Drop that leg. Come back into all fours. And before we go into down dog, let's go for our 8 push-ups this time. So palms as wide as you like. If you're staying on your knees like me today, or you can go straight into a full push-up. Choose your poison, but we're going to lower down with control and then big push up with the palms. Okay, so using the core, using the legs as you drive up with that push. Inhale, exhale. Good. 5 more. Inhale, exhale, halfway. Inhale, exhale. Last 2 for me. Beautiful. Sweep your feet back. Come into a triangle, downward dog position. Find your neutrality. Hips nice and high. Centralize that left foot. Raise that right leg up nice and high. Deep breath in. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to right tricep. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Okay, beautiful. Drop that right foot outside of your hand. And then keep in this high lunge position. Take a deep breath in. Transfer both fingertips so your foot now is in the middle of those fingertips. And make sure you're on railroad tracks. We're going to come up to a high lunge. So before we get there, make sure you've got nice, strong structure, strong base with your right foot. Really come up to the left toes. So I want you to stretch your left leg as much as possible. And then we're going to come up to a high lunge. And we're going to hold here for 6 breaths. So nice and high. Inhale, square off those hips. If your left hip is coming forward, I want you to push your right hip back a little bit more. So your left and right hip are nice and square. 3 more breaths here. Really engage that left leg. So push down with the right foot. Push your left toes into the mat. And really make sure your left hamstring is pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale here, last breath. So this is our transition into a side plank. I'm going to drop my left palm alongside my right foot. I'm going to pivot over to my left knife edge of my left foot and then transition my right foot all the way back. So this can be in stages. There is no need to get there now. If you wanted to split the feet apart and have this little bit more base of support, hold it here. Deep breath in. Exhale. 4 more breaths. Last 3, 2. Really pick up that left hip. Drop that right arm down. Come straight over to down dog. And we're going to do the whole thing again on the other side. Centralize your right foot. Inhale your left. And then take your left knee to the left tricep. 6 here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to tricep. Really reach with that foot, nice and high. Last 3. Last 2. Beautiful, last 1. Step that foot out. And then make sure you're bringing it in between those hands. So in this position, we want to make sure we're setting ourselves up for success. Foot is planted, left foot is planted. Knee is over the ankle. Your right foot is really pushing away and pushing into the mat. Before we lift up, make sure your feet are on railroad tracks and then raise up to this high lunge position. Deep breath in here. Extend that right hamstring up to the sky. Really make sure that right leg is working, working, working. 4 more breaths. So pushing the ground away with our left leg, our left thighs are working, our glutes are working. We're pushing that left glute back just to square off those hips. And the right leg is really active here. 2 more breaths. This time, we're going to drop our left hand down alongside our left foot. I'm going to turn my right foot to the knife edge and then sweep my right leg back. So inhale here, 6 breaths. Keep those hips high. If there's any strain, you can drop your knee or you can look down towards the floor. Last 3 breaths. Keep pushing the ground away. Keep reaching with that left arm. Last breath. Beautiful. Drop both hands down. Center yourself back into your downward dog triangle position. Hold here. See if you can regulate your breath. If you need to take a child's pose, if you need to drop your knees, if you need to take a few cat-cows, please do so. Beautiful. Centralize your left foot this time. Raise up your right leg. And this time we're going to go right knee to left tricep. Cross it over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left tricep, right knee. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Drop that right leg. Come straight up to a high lunge. And this time, I want you to sink deeper into this lunge. So really straighten up that back leg, open arms up to the sky, and then crisscross your arms. So your left arm is on your right elbow, and your right arm is on your left elbow. Hold it here. But remember, your legs are nice and strong. So you're probably going to feel it in the inside thighs. You're probably feeling it in your right foot. You're extending that left hamstring up to the sky. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Let's go straight into that side plank transition. Left hand down. Remember, you can come onto your knees. Take that right foot back. This time, for those of you who want to come with me, you can hold, obviously. Take your right arm over to the right elbow and then rotate elbow to elbow. 5 here. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Beautiful. 3 more. Last 2. 1 more. Beautiful. Open up, drop down, straight into down dog. And get your breath back. Remember, if you want to drop down to child's pose, please do so. Strong arms here, strong legs. 1 more breath. Centralize your right foot, lift that left leg, and then cross it over, knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift. Knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift. 3 more. So remember, you're exhaling as you crunch. Round that back if you can. Last 2. Last 1. And then drop that foot down. Railroad tracks your feet. Nice solid foundation as you come into a high lunge. Shift your left hip back. And then square off those arms. So try and take an opposite bind. Try and take the opposite way. So one arm is now crisscrossing that bind. And get your breath back. Seems really opposite saying. Work in this really difficult position. Extend and drive those feet into the floor, but slow down your breath. 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. If you're coming with me, remember you can go into a side plank modification, drop your left arm, right arm, pardon me, left foot extends, and then taking that left arm behind your ear, and then rotate down, elbow to elbow. Inhale, lift, exhale, elbow to elbow. Three more. Last one. Okay, let's drop our knees down. Let's sit back into our hips and let's just hold this position. So just come into a nice seated position and breathe. We're going to do some standing poses next. So let's just get our breath back before we get up the ante again, yeah? So keep breathing here. Let's take 5 breaths. Let's just sink into this flow. Engage back into our intention that we set right at the beginning of the practice. Two more breaths here. Okay, come up to a kneeling position and a standing position. Now if you've got a wall here, please do kind of like grab onto the sofa or the wall, whatever helps you balance in this position. So what we're going to do is hold a tree pose for a very long time, okay? So in this position, what I'd like for you to do is you can either take your foot to your ankle and hold here. So it's basically like you've still got your toes on the floor. We're opening up the hips, we're elongating that posture, and this is still a really good posture to be in. For those of you who want to take another level, you're just taking the foot below the knee. Then you've got option 3, where you're taking the foot to the inside of the thigh, but remember you're pushing your thigh into the foot and the foot into the thigh. Take a deep breath in. If you are here, really actively push the left foot into the floor and the left thigh into the right foot. Now we're going to take 10 breaths here. Option 1, we can stay here with our arms together, or option 2, we're going to raise our arms up to the sky and keep your eyes focused on a point in front of you. 10 breaths here. Focusing on squeezing those legs, keeping the core active. Slow down that breath. Good, halfway. Beautiful. This time taking those hands down towards your waist, and all we're going to do is lift up that right knee, and this is bus stop number 1. If you want to stay here, stay here. Remember, try not to tilt your hips up too high. Balance those hips, okay? And then we're going to kick my front leg forward. Again, this is very heavily focused on that left leg. So breath here. Kick that right leg up. Try and balance those hips. We're really focusing on that lower body, aren't we, and that core work. If you fall, come back into the position, no worries. Last 2 breaths. If that leg is dropping, you know that you need to focus up on lifting up a little bit higher and then drop it down. Try not to shake out those legs. Try and just hold this position. Feet a little bit further apart and breathe here. Just breathe. If it's very painful, do shake out those legs or use your discernment. But the whole point is I want you to integrate and ground this energy. Focus on all of the foundation being on the right foot this time. Choose your options. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to lift up a little bit higher? Or do you want to come up to the full position? Remember, your full position is you're really driving that right foot into the mat. You're really driving that left thigh, that left foot into the right thigh. Palms can either stay at chest height or we can lift them up to the sky. 10 breaths here. Just pick a point of focus ahead of you and breathe. Keep focusing on pushing the thigh into the foot into the thigh. The right leg glute is squeezed. Your breath is slowing down. Five more breaths. Keep reaching high, engaging the abdominals. Last 3 breaths. Last 1. Beautiful. This time, taking those hands on your hips. We haven't forgotten kicking that left foot forward and hold for 5 breaths. Really focusing on pushing that right foot into the floor. Raising that left leg up. Try not to lean back on this one. One side might be a little bit more challenging than the other two. 2 more breaths. Last breath. And then draw that leg down. Before we move back down into the mat, feet up nice and wide, we're going to go straight into a nice yogic low squat. Now, if this is a bit too much for you, remember you can put a cushion, you can put a block there. But you want to deepen the stretch around those hips. We've done a lot of hip work, so this could be super easier than if you would probably attempted it to the start. So I'm just going to move all my weight to the left and right foot, trying to get that balanced position. My fingertips are now pushing into each other. My knees are pushing into the elbows and my elbows are pushing into the knees. 10 breaths here. We are almost done. We are almost done. Keep breathing. Halfway. Beautiful. Drop those fingertips down and then push your hips up nice and high. Bring those feet together and just come into a forward fold. Just give those hips, legs a little bit of a breather before we come back down into the mat. Beautiful. Slowly come over onto your bum and lie down on the mat this time. So take your time, come into a comfortable position. Your feet are hip distance. You're lowering that onto your back. And we're going to do a few bridge pulses now. So matching up with what we did at the beginning, focusing on all the strength in our lower body and our core, I want you to press those palms into the mat. And before you do anything, I want you to make sure you're really pressing your feet, all 4 corners of your feet into the floor. And I want you to imagine you're pressing down so hard, your hips are about to lift up. You can probably feel your hamstrings, your glutes, a little bit of your core working. And I want you to relax the upper body. Now that you've engaged all those muscles, you're focusing on the calves, your hamstrings, your glutes, you're pushing the ground away with the feet. Now I want you to keep pushing into the floor and lift those hips up. Beautiful. Hold for 5 breaths. Keep squeezing those thighs, those hamstrings, focusing on the glutes, pushing down to the floor, pushing your feet into the floor, should I say. Last 2 breaths. And we're going to go in for some pulses this time. So we're not going to touch the floor. We're going to lower down with control and then push up for 20. Okay, so I will be counting. All I would like for you to do is press your feet into the floor so your hips can raise. So press your feet into the floor, squeeze the glutes at the top, squeeze the glutes and push into the feet. Beautiful. Couple more. Try and slow down this movement. If you're used to doing this fast, see if you can take a little bit slower and really focus on the muscles that are working the top of the hamstrings, the bottom of the glutes. Good. We've got 13 left to go on my mat. This is number 11. Keep pushing the ground away with the feet for 10. Keep squeezing the glutes for 9. Keep engaging the abdominals for 8. Keep pushing the ground away with the feet for 7. Keep working all those legs. 6. Keep squeezing the glutes at the top. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Hold it up for 5 breaths. I know. This is it. I promise. You've just got 1 more movement after this and then we are resting. Come back to that controlled breath. Even though your hamstrings are on fire, your glutes are working. 3 more breaths. Try and relax your neck and your shoulders. Get those legs to do a little bit more work. Last breath. Slowly lower down. And we're going to come into some bicycles just before we end. So taking the fingertips alongside, so interlace your fingertips behind your neck. And I want you to make sure you've got a neutral pelvis. So I don't want you to tuck up your pelvis too high. It's almost like you can find a nice triangle with your pelvis. So take a deep breath in. We're just going to look forward. And then you're going to raise that right leg up to 90 degrees. Raise that left leg up to 90 degrees. I'm going to cross over my left elbow to right knee, back up to center, and then right to left. Okay, so swap over. We're going to go for 20 here again. But this is our last thing, I promise. I promise this is our last thing. Good. Last 16. Last 15. Try not to pull at the back of your head. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8, 7, keep pointing and flexing the feet. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, bring those knees in towards your chest. Whew. Give yourself a little bit of a breather. Knees in towards your chest, just rock from side to side. Maybe perhaps even circle those knees, draw circles of those knees on the ceiling. Take out any pressure you may have felt in the lower back, circle the other way. And the favorite part, let's drop ourselves into a nice relaxation. So extend the feet out, And just grab some last minute cushions or blankets if you feel cold. I'm going to rest my hands on my abdomen, on my womb space. But feel free to open up those arms to the sky. And breathe here. Taking the attention to the right foot. Focus on all the breath accumulating around the right foot, the right toes, the base of the foot, taking the attention and the breath up to the ankle, around the calf, the shins, the front of the knee, and the back of the knee. Relax all of the lower leg. Moving the attention up to the hamstring, the inside thigh, the front of the thigh, and the outside thigh. Up to the glutes, the glute med, the glute maximus, and the hip area. And relax all of the right leg. Taking the attention over to the womb space and relax this area. Coming over to the left foot this time. All the attention is being paid to the left foot, the left toes, the left sole of the foot, the left ankle. Bring that energy up to the left calf. Relax this area. Relax your shin, your knee, and the back of the knee. Just feel that whole lower leg relax. The inside thigh of the left leg, the inside groin, the back of the thigh, the hamstring, the front of the thigh, your quads, and the abductors. Focus on the left glute medius and the glute maximus and relax the whole left leg. Taking the attention over to your lower back and your pelvis and relax everything around this area. Relax your abdominals, your chest, your pectorals, the front of your shoulders, the neck space, the jawline, the facial muscles, the eyes, the forehead, and the cranium, the top of your head. Relax all the muscles here. And relax the right shoulder, the right bicep, the right inside arm, the forearm, the right fingertips, the outside forearm, the elbow, the tricep, and the armpit. Relax that whole right arm. Relax your shoulder blades, relax your mid-back, your spinal muscles. Taking the attention over to the left shoulder, the back of the arm, the tricep, the elbow, the forearm, and the left fingertips. Relax the wrist and the palm, the forearm, the inside elbow, and the bicep, and the armpit. Relax this whole left arm. Take the attention into the whole body this time and just relax the whole body. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. Come back to the intention that you set right at the beginning of the practice. And ask yourself how you can incorporate this or a version of this into the rest of your day. Come back to the breath. Focus on the inhale. Focus on the exhale. Try and come into complete stillness, complete relaxation. Start to bring awareness to your breath. Start deepening the breath. If you wish to stay here, please take this opportunity to stay here for a little longer. If you're ready to move on to the rest of your day, wiggle those arms, those fingers and those toes. Stretch those arms up overhead and the feet out wide. Give your whole body this beautiful stretch. And then slowly taking yourself over to your favorite fetal side. Just come up to side laying. Keeping those eyes gently closed. Pushing yourself up to a nice seated position. Take your time on this one. Take 3 breaths in this seated position. Sweep those arms up overhead, keeping those eyes closed. Let those palms touch, and then bring those palms in to the heart space. Deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. For those who wish to join me for an Om, breathe in. The divine in me honors and sees the divine in you. Thank you. I bow in the presence of your greatness. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. And if you did enjoy this session, please do make sure that you hit subscribe and the like button so more people can find videos like this on YouTube for free. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments box below. And I will see you here on the next one. Have an amazing day. I'll speak with you soon. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining this slow flow sequence today. I am so grateful that I was able to provide for you this yoga inspired flow by all of the teachers and all of the knowledge that I've been given throughout my years. For those of you who haven't already, please subscribe. I would love to grow this channel and help reach more people with the strength and conditioning knowledge that I have. And don't forget to click the notification bell and the like button. The more you engage, the more YouTube likes this and will send it out to more people. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one.